Good morning and welcome to The Brief. Here's a look at your trending stories this morning. Germany to support Sri Lanka to regain GSP+. Visiting German Foreign Minister comments on proposed hybrid court. Swiss ambassador to Sri Lanka says time is ripe to relaunch bilateral economic relations. JVP leader questions the conduct of the Attorney General. Germany has promised to support Sri Lanka to regain the GSP+ concession. This sentiment was echoed by the visiting German Minister of Foreign Affairs to President Maithripala Sirisena on Tuesday.
German Minister for Foreign Affairs Dr. Frank-Walter Steinmeier had expressed his commitment to work with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Sri Lanka to ensure that Sri Lanka regains the GSP+ concession. The President had reiterated that measures are being taken to ensure the independence of the judiciary and the promotion and protection of reconciliation and democracy. The President had also invited German investors to visit Sri Lanka and explore new opportunities. The German Foreign Minister had said that the German government commended the efforts undertaken by Sri Lanka to ensure democracy and reconciliation. An invitation was also extended to the Sri Lankan President to visit Germany. President Maithripala Sirisena will leave to the United States tomorrow to address the 70th sessions of the UN General Assembly in New York.
The German Foreign Minister also met with his Sri Lankan counterpart Mangala Samaraweera on Tuesday. Following their meeting, journalists questioned as to what Germany's opinion is on the OHCHR's proposed hybrid court.
There is no cookie-cutter model, one-size-fits-all models that could apply reconciliation. Coming to terms with the past is difficult and it can be painful. But what we can say is that elements come into play, such as the truth-seeking, recompensation, justice and a guarantee of non-recurrence. And I believe it is best to develop outlooks for future prospects. Outlook for the younger generation, an outlook for the future that guarantees that a society does not fall back into all models of conflict or conflicts that are related to the past.
There's a proposal coming from the United Nations to build a special court of justice for the war atrocities that have been committed here in Sri Lanka. Germany is still at the head of the Human Rights Council in the United Nations right now. What is the German position on this?
I believe that we will provide international assistance. There will have to be international assistance, but to what extent will remain to be seen during the deliberations at the OHCHR. But we exchanged views and ideas on this morning.
A presentation and discussion on bilateral trade between Sri Lanka and Switzerland took place in Colombo on Tuesday.
The discussion, which was organized by the National Chamber of Commerce of Sri Lanka under the theme Let's Trade, was presided by the Ambassador of Switzerland, Walker Nadekun.
But I think in the last year I'm here, the political landscape changed completely, and I see now as a particular good moment to relaunching our economic relations. We have also 50,000 Sri Lankans living in Switzerland, and I see this 50,000 Sri Lankans living in Switzerland as a very big asset for our bilateral relations, especially now as the so-called democratic revolution happened in Sri Lanka.
According to statistics, while Swiss foreign direct investment in Sri Lanka is around $550 million, the trade volume between the two countries is currently an estimated 300 million Swiss franc per year.
Chief Opposition Whip and JVP leader Anur Kumar Dissanayake, speaking in Parliament, questioned the conduct of the Attorney General over the avant-garde court case.
The report of the Attorney General on the avant-garde court case proves that the law bows down to those with financial and political power. It was revealed that 3,154 automatic firearms and 770,059 bullets for those firearms had been stored in 7 cargo containers aboard the Mahanura vessel anchored at the Galle harbour. If firearms that are used within Sri Lanka are to be legal, a license needs to be issued for each and every firearm by the regulator. Therefore, all these firearms are illegal firearms. I say to this chamber that all these firearms are illegal. They have been used in various smuggling rings. I'm in possession of the report that was presented to the Attorney General by Additional Solicitor General Navaratna Bandara in this regard. In my hand is the Sinhala copy of that report. According to this report and what was mentioned at that review, cases can be filed under the Firearms Ordinance, Explosives Act and the Prevention of Terrorism Act. The Attorney General is the government's attorney. He is paid by the state. This Attorney General had informed court that there isn't sufficient evidence to file criminal charges. The Attorney General of this country, who depends on the taxpayers' money, should understand that he needs to submit the charges that have been independently investigated by his senior officers. We wish to tell the AG not to misuse the powers of his position. He is a head of a department. He should be summoned before Parliament.
For a more in-depth report on this story, visit www.Newsfirst.lk or simply click the annotation below. That's a wrap of the brief today. Before we go, the United States mission in Geneva says that the US draft resolution on Sri Lanka will be finalized by Thursday. You can read the full story at Newsfirst.lk. For the News First team, I'm Jitendra Gunasena, reminding you to stay briefed.